Our association, the U.S. Canola Association, became involved with the U.S. or the Honeybee Health Coalition at the initial launch of it through encouragement by our industry members of the association. So I was at the initial meeting. Not all agricultural groups continued participating, but most major ones did. One group in particular that I remember that did not continue was the cotton producers, but soybeans, corn, wheat to a certain extent has been present, and of course canola. And I guess one of the reasons being canola is a very favorable plant for pollination or for habitat for bees, with its long blooming period and abundant pollen. And it's been beneficial. I didn't know that much about bees. I know enough to be dangerous now, but the challenges that they have are similar to challenges that producers have, and bringing the groups together helped I believe alleviate some of the misconceptions that are out there amongst both groups. And it's one of the things that the coalition did was exchange. Growers would go spend a number of days with a beekeeper, and and vice versa. A beekeeper would go spend time during planting or harvest, or probably more planting, just to get a sense of the challenges that each group has. And so we've worked through a number of our differences. We've approached some issues jointly, trying to find ways to improve habitat in the United States, because that seems to be one of the larger problems. And there's also the pesticide issues, but trying to the U.S. Canola Association did put together a best management practices for pollination, which has hopefully improved mishaps that can occur, because if you spray a bee, it will die. One thing that I guess I didn't realize is that insecticides are being used on bees to control, the parasites, the varroa etc. So it's an interesting concept to apply an insecticide to an insect, but it's a challenging occupation, beekeeping, and I think it's something that other agricultural producers benefit by trying to walk a mile in their shoes, so to speak. I farmed for 25 years prior to going to Washington, D.C. That was in the center of the continent, near the Canadian border in North Dakota. Geographically speaking, that would be 1,500 miles north of San Antonio. That's one way of, if you trying to, not many people have heard of North Dakota, so that's trying to figure out a way to identify where we are. Our farm is actually 18 miles south of the Canadian border. I still participate some in that farm. Our son runs that now, and my nephews there are the farmers. I go back to help. Canola is one of the crops that we do grow. I worked in the U.S. Senate as staff in 1999 to 2002. When I left the Hill as staff, I was hired by Gordley Associates, and one of the groups, one of my responsibilities was working with U.S. Canola, and I've managed the association since 2002, late 2002, 2003. And like I said, we became involved with the Honeybee Health Coalition in 2014. And I guess that's about it. We work with a number of other crops as well. National Sunflower Association, the pulse crops, dry peas and lentils, U.S. dry beans. We also work with the National Barley Growers Association. In the past, up until about a year ago, our office also represented the American Soybean Association, but they went we went our separate ways. They went to having in-house staff rather than contracted representation in Washington D.C. So our office is primarily focused on agricultural representation of the various trade associations. Well, and we've also tried to encourage where there isn't productive land to plant habitat beneficial plants for habitat for bees. You know, if it's not being used for production agriculture, it's wasteland, so to speak, or unused land to try to get established pollinating plants to help with habitat, because that's from what our coalition has identified, that habitat is one of the major obstacles to maintaining a healthy population of honeybees. I guess go into the conversations with an open mind and not adversarial, because if there's an issue, there's a underlying reason why there's a problem. But I think most people want to cooperate. Farmers don't go out and try to kill bees, and beekeepers don't go out and try to make farming more difficult for the producers. If they work together, it's beneficial to the crops and it's beneficial to the bees. So communication is a major thing. No, I think for myself, I didn't appreciate how difficult beekeeping was. To me, it looks like almost an impossible uh, enterprise to get involved in. And so any help that people can provide to help that continue, because we need them. We need the pollination benefits in a lot of the different crops. For instance, parochially, canola needs bee, and so that's one of the for the producers who grow the seed, the pollinator that they buy or that they hire is the most expensive part of their seed production. And so it's things that the average producer, it would be good to become aware of. And I think that's what this coalition has helped do is make people more aware of the challenges that all of these different aspects of agriculture has.